This is a story of the Frierdiker Rebbe that I heard about 25 years ago from my brother-in-law, Rabbi Yitzchak Lieberman, who's the shlich of the Rebbe in Fort Lauderdale. He's the Rav of the Babische Shul there. And he heard this from Mrs. Golda Wolf, who lived at that time in Fort Lauderdale. She was a member of his shul. And this happened to her husband. She was the daughter of Rebbe Leibel Schapiro. He was known as Louis Schleifer. And he was a relative to the famous Kramer family that were very close to the Frierdiker Rebbe. And she also had a shaykhus to the Frierdiker Rebbe. Her husband was Rabbi Yosef Wolf. In the winter of Tovshin Zayin or Tovshin Ches, that's 1947 to 1948, he became very sick. Her husband became very sick. And he had a surgery on his gallbladder. The surgery went well, but after he came home, that same night, he started swelling up. And the swelling got so bad that when they wanted to make the tests, they couldn't do it while he was laying or while he was sitting. It had to be done only while he was standing. And the doctors found, after the test, they found that he had a certain poisoning, which was called peritonitis, something like that. And they tried to figure out what's the mokir, what's the source where this comes from, this poisoning. They couldn't figure out. And since antibiotics was not so common in those years, they couldn't find any cure for his sickness. And they said they don't even think that he's going to live through the night. Now, he himself was not connected to the Frierdiker Rebbe, but his father-in-law, Rebbe Leibel Schapiro, was connected, as I said before, and he telephoned right away to the office of the Frierdiker Rebbe to ask for a bracha. The Frierdiker Rebbe gave a bracha, and he said that they should add a name. And the name that the Frierdiker Rebbe suggested was Zelik. Obviously, they did that, and right away, his matzav started becoming better, so much so that the next morning he was able to sit in his chair, and within 3 days, he already went home completely healthy. And the doctors couldn't understand it. They said this is a simply miracle, a clear miracle from the Frierdiker Rebbe. It was a great pele in their eyes. A month later, he went to visit one of the doctors that was involved in taking care of him that night. But that doctor only was there involved that night. Later on, he didn't know what happened. He didn't know what happened to him later. So when he came to visit that doctor, about a month later, they told the doctor that Mr. Yosef Wolf is coming to see you. And he said that's impossible, because a month ago he died already. He was so sure that he died that he couldn't understand, couldn't be possible that he's here. And Lepel, when he saw him, you could imagine how he wondered and the great miracle that he realized. A while later, it once happened that this Rabbi Yosef Zelig went with his wife to a Beis HaKvaros, to a cemetery, to visit the grave of one of the relatives. In that same cemetery was buried his grandmother, whose name was Sosya. And he thought, he decided that let me go see even that caver of her, because since he was called Yosef, Yosef was after his grandmother's father. And therefore he felt it's a good thing to go and visit the grave of his grandmother, because he's called by the name of her father. When he came there and he read the Matzeva, he saw on the Matzeva it said, here is buried Mrs. Sosya Bas Rabbi Yosef Zelik. That means that he realized then that his grandfather's name originally, the one he was named after, was not just Yosef, but Yosef Zelik. And the Frierdiker Rebbe gave that name, chose that name, that he should add the name of Zelik. And that family had nothing to do with the Frierdiker Rebbe. And they never realized, they forgot that his name was Zelik. And here they saw that the Rebbe's every word of the Rabbeim is meduyik. So when he chose the name Zelik, it was connected to the fact that his grandfather's name that he was named after was really Zelik. So here we see two things: the miracle, the nes, that he became healthy so soon after the Frierdiker Rebbe's bracha, and that the name that the Frierdiker Rebbe chose was actually the name of the person that he was named after.